The night she told me the kitchen smelled like garlic and butter. I was rinsing rice starch off my hands, humming nothing, staring at a saucepan that wouldn't stop boiling. She walked in slow, the way you walk when the floor is ice, not tile. Her eyes wouldn't land on mine. "Can we talk?" she asked. I dried my hands on a towel I'd bleached 100 times. "Of course." She pressed her palms on the table as if she needed the wood to hold her upright. "I'm pregnant." The word pregnant detonated in my chest and rearranged all the furniture in my future. Names we'd tossed around for years rushed forward. Noah if it's a boy, Lena if it's a girl. I laughed an ugly, joyful sound and reached for her. "We did it," I whispered into her hair. "We're going to be parents." She didn't hug me back. Seconds fell like plates. Then she said it, the sentence that cracked my world so cleanly it still creaks when I breathe. "It might not be yours." A cold flashed through me so fast I felt it in my teeth. I stepped back, the towel sliding from my hand to the floor. "What?" I heard my voice from the end of a long tunnel. I've been seeing someone," she said. "It's over. It's been over for 2 weeks, but the timing. 6 months. A trash guy from work who kept hanging around. She'd brushed him off," she said. Then she hadn't. The words came out of her like she'd memorized them in the mirror. "I'm sorry," she kept repeating, like the word could scrub the stain if she rubbed hard enough. "I love you. I swear I love you." I remember the sound of the boil over hitting the burner, the hiss like a snake. I turned the stove off and leaned against the counter the way she'd leaned against the table. "You love me," I said, "and you did this anyway." She opened her mouth, closed it, nodded. Tears started, and then the apologies came in waves, but they broke on me like water on stone. We'd been together 6 years, 2 people with one key chain. We worked stupid hours, opposite shifts sometimes, but I made us dinner on her nights, sat in the corner of her work like a ghost just to drink coffee near her. I did the housework, most of it, all of it, whatever it took, because I liked our world clean, because I believed I was building a life with the person who called me the love of her life. That night I slept on the couch and did not sleep at all. I'm 29. I thought I was a future father. By morning, I was a man counting backwards on a calendar, trying to pinpoint the exact day my life veered off the road without me noticing. We couldn't avoid each other. The lease said both our names. The toothbrushes said both our colors. The living room still looked like a showroom of our plans. A coffee table I'd sanded and stained. The basket where we kept ultrasound hopes before we had ultrasounds. We talked, hour after hour, like people reading the news of their own accident. "It's finished," she told me. 2 weeks ago. I told him to leave me alone. "Why did you start?" I asked. "I don't know," she said. "I was stupid. He was around. It got out of control." I laughed. It sounded like coughing. Birthdays get out of control. Bachelorette parties get out of control. 6 months is a plan. That's when she told me about her birthday. The day I'd taken off 2 full days for her day. I'd made her gyozas from scratch because she loves them. Pinched 300 moons of dough with my fingers until my nails ached. I'd ordered oysters, the fancy ones, a small fortune on ice. I'd booked a little boat ride because she once told me she wanted to feel the city from its river, and I remember everything she says. "While you were cooking," she admitted, "I went to see him. It was 3 hours. My mouth went dry. I pictured the dough cooling on the counter while she blew out candles in someone else's apartment. I pictured the boat tickets in my drawer, time-stamped and dumb. I came back and we had dinner." She finished in a voice so small, I hated that it could be small. And I felt so guilty I thought I'd die. But she didn't die. We ate gyozas. I should have left that day. Packed a bag, called a cab, stared at a hotel ceiling until my eyes burned. But grief is sticky, hope is narcotic, and love, the real, boring, everyday kind, is a habit that doesn't break just because you found a reason. She kept saying she loved me. She sent messages full of always and forever, and the kind of promises you only make when you're drowning. I answered. I shouldn't have, but I did. She had been my person for 6 years. My hands still moved toward her without permission. I started bargaining with a future I no longer trusted. Maybe we could take time, I thought. Maybe we could break apart, grow scar tissue, and if something new grew on top of it, I'd call it a second chance. I promised myself nothing. But the word maybe kept showing up like a stray cat on the balcony. Then the doorbell rang one morning, and everything sped up. Her parents arrived without warning, one of those knock knock knocks that already know the answer. I opened the door and they came in brisk as winter, faces stiff with a purpose they hadn't included me in. Behind them, a van. Inside, boxes. They didn't say hello. They started sorting our life into piles. "What is going on?" I asked, my voice tinny in my own hallway. Her mother wouldn't look at me. Her father grunted something about helping their daughter get settled. My girlfriend, my fiancée, the word still twisting, even as it died, stood in the bedroom doorway and said softly, "I'm moving out." No conversation, no timeline, just a sentence that took my breath the way cold water does. I stood in the middle of our living room and became a clerk in a disaster. "That's mine," I heard myself say. "The coffee table, the blue set of dishes. The Le Creuset is hers. We bought it for her graduation. The framed map is mine." While I sorted, she lay on the bed and squeezed a hot water bottle because that was the day she'd scheduled the abortion. My head spun. The day they chose to drag furniture down the stairs was the day life potential was leaving her body. I don't know if there is such a thing as a right day for anything, but this felt like the cruelest calendar. I made the kettle over and over, refilled the bottle, held her hand when the cramps came like fists. I found ibuprofen. I changed the sheets when the blood came through. I answered her mother's, "Where does this go?" while giving my fiancée something warm to press against. I ran out to buy beer for her family when they said they were tired. I don't know why I did that, but I did. Maybe because I didn't know what to do with my hands when they weren't shaking. Maybe because I'm built to help, even when I'm the one who's bleeding. By evening, the place echoed. The van doors slammed. The hallway was empty except for a dust outline where our shoe rack had been. She and I walked around the block because our feet didn't know how to stop. She held my hand. She pointed at the moon and said, "I promise you the stars." And I let her say it because part of me still wanted to believe her mouth could make things true. The next morning, she called me clingy. "You're an octopus," she snapped when I stood near the boxes to help with the last load. "Let me go." By lunch, she was back to telling me she loved me more than air. By 3 p.m., the last box was gone. The door clicked. The echo changed again. That night, she texted, "I'll love you forever. You're the love of my life." I stared at the screen until the words blurred and meant nothing. The following day, we had a plan. She'd stop by after work to help clean the mess her family had left. Screws, tape, the breadcrumb trail of a life undone. In the morning, I called to confirm. "Of course," she said. "We still have every chance to be together one day." I gripped that sentence like a rope. She never came. She didn't answer my calls. The phone lay silent and blank, and I swept and mopped and hauled trash by myself, the way you scrub a wound that you know will scar anyway. 2 days later, she said the new final. "I don't want to see you again. I don't love you anymore." I'm not stupid. I've worked 55-hour weeks for years. I've handled heavy, adult things. But hearing a person who called you home say you are now a stranger rearranges your insides in a way I can't explain. It's not a clean break. It's a rip that keeps catching on things. I have surgery in 2 weeks, scheduled months ago. I'll take a taxi to the hospital alone. I'll wake up groggy, reach sideways for a hand that won't be there, and call for the nurse instead. My social life is a bonsai I never watered. I pruned myself down to us and called it enough. That's on me. The silence punishes me for it. I found out yesterday a close friend is seriously ill, the kind of ill that makes time short and conversations careful. My grandmother went into the hospital too. It feels like the universe is piling boxes in my hallway and labeling them all fragile. I haven't slept more than an hour at a time since the day the rice boiled over. I wake up clawing for air. My hands shake like I'm cold even under blankets. Fear lives in my throat. Every room in this apartment still holds her outline. But this is not a story about how she destroyed me. It's a story about what I do next. I started writing because my hands needed to do something other than make tea for ghosts. I scrubbed the kitchen hood because it smelled like garlic and butter and betrayal. I took the boat ticket stub from my drawer and threw it away. I kept the gyoza press because I don't want to give up a food I handmade just because someone else ate elsewhere. If you were here, you'd ask the question everyone asks in these stories. How did you not see it? The truth is, I saw everything except the important thing. I saw her staggered shifts, the nights she came home wiped out, the days I hovered in the corner of her work just to be near the buzz that was her. I saw myself folding laundry, cooking, cleaning, saving, carrying. I saw those things and called them love. And they are love. But love is also boundaries, and I let mine erode because I believed we were both holding the same future map. I wasn't perfect. No one is. I overworked. I underfriended. I made our life efficient and shiny but forgot to build exits for emergencies. If you're reading this, make friends. Keep them. You cannot lean an entire life on one person, even when they swear they can carry it. As for her, one day I'll have enough distance to write about her with more nuance. Today I'm just trying to breathe. She told me I was the love of her life while she was loving someone else. She told me she'd wait forever while her parents packed a van. She held my hand and promised me the stars the same day I reheated the hot water bottle for her abortion. These sentences occupy the same week. I don't know how to hold them together without cutting my palms. The future? I have surgery in 2 weeks. I'm going to ask my neighbor to drive me. I barely know him, but he always waters my plants when I travel. And maybe this is how grown men make friends, one awkward favor at a time. I'm going to call my ill friend and talk about anything other than illness unless he wants to. I'm going to visit my grandmother even if she sleeps the whole time. I'm going to sleep eventually, and when I wake up, the ceiling will be the same ugly white it's always been, and that will be proof that the world didn't end. It just rearranged. The apartment is quieter. I'm learning the sounds it makes when it's just me. The kettle whistles. The floorboard near the hallway clicks. The fridge hums a note that is almost a song if you stand still long enough. I'm not okay yet, but for the first time in days, I believe okay is a place on a map I can still reach. If you got this far, thank you. I don't know you, but your time is a kindness I can feel through the screen. If you've been through something like this, I'm sorry. If you haven't, I hope you never do. If someone is calling you the love of their life while handing you reasons to doubt it, believe the reasons, not the slogans. I was building a family. Now I'm rebuilding a man. That's going to take longer. That's going to be worth it. If this story hits you, please subscribe. I share real stories like this every week, messy, raw, and honest. Your sub helps this channel reach the people who need to hear they're not alone. Subscribe, like, and drop a comment. What would you have done after the birthday confession? Would you ever take someone back after this? Stay safe. Take care of your heart.